Okay, we'll call the meeting of the Peru City Council for Monday.
I've just seen it, but yeah.
We'll call this meeting to order for Monday, March 11, 2013. We'll do a roll call. Hello. Good evening, everyone. We're going to call the meeting of Monday, March 11th to order. We'll do a roll call. Alderman Putoff. Here. Mankiewicz. Here. Ferrari. Here. Waldorf. Here. Lukosius. Perez. Here. Radke. Here. Mazak. Here. Mayor Harrell. Do the pledge. Is there a motion for a temporary chairperson?
So moved, Your Honor.
I'll second the motion to make Putoff the temporary chair.
We have a motion by Alderman Waldorf, a second by Alderman Mankiewicz. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Any presentations tonight?
No, Your Honor.
Public comment.
None.
Present to the council the minutes of the regular meeting of February 25th, 2013, and the minutes of the regular meeting of March 6, 2013.
Second, Your Honor.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes and place them on file.
Motion by Alderman Ferrari with a second by Alderman Waldorf. All in favor?
Aye.
Committee reports. Accounts and Finance. Alderman Radke.
Yes, Your Honor. The only thing the Finance Committee has this evening is disbursements for March 13th, 2013. Total disbursements are $1,020,324.37. I'll make a motion that that report be received, placed on file, and the bills paid in the usual manner.
Second, Your Honor.
Motion by Alderman Radke with a second by Alderman Ferrari that the bills be paid in the usual manner. Roll call vote.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Mankiewicz.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Perez.
Aye.
Radke.
Aye.
Mazak.
Aye.
Public Works. Alderman Waldorf.
Yes, Your Honor. I have no report under the Electric Department this evening, or the Streets and Alleys. Under the Water Department, have the Water and Wastewater Treatment Plants report for January 2013. At our water treatment plant, we produced almost 78.3 million gallons. On the wastewater side, at our east plant, we treated almost 67 million gallons, and on our at our west plant, 29.5 million gallons. I'd like to make a motion that we receive this report and place it on file, please.
Second, Your Honor.
Motion by Alderman Waldorf with a second by Alderman Mankiewicz. All in favor?
Aye. That is all the public works, Your Honor.
Thank you, Alderman Waldorf. Public Health and Safety, Alderman Ferrari and Alderman Perez.
Assistant Chief Pishka, you got anything? I have nothing on the police.
Your Honor, I have the Peru Fire Department report for pay period ending March 2nd, 2013. The Peru Fire Department responded to a total of nine fire calls for this pay period. Total payroll for this pay period is $2,612.71. I'd like to make a motion we accept this report and place it on file.
Second, Your Honor.
A motion by Alderman Perez with a second by Alderman Ferrari. Peru Fire Department be received and placed on file. Ambulance report, Alderman Perez. All in favor of the Fire Department.
Aye.
Yes, Your Honor, I also have the Peru Volunteer Ambulance Service activity report for the month of February. The Peru Volunteer Ambulance Service responded to 193 patient calls during the month of February. Total mileage logged was 5,067. I'd like to make a motion we accept this report and place it on file.
Second, Your Honor.
Motion by Alderman Perez with a second by Alderman Ferrari to accept the Peru Volunteer Ambulance report. All in favor?
Aye.
Safety Committee minutes.
Yes, Your Honor. Lastly, I have the Safety Committee meeting minutes. I'd like to make a motion we accept these minutes and place them on file.
Second, Your Honor.
Motion to accept the Safety Committee minutes of March 6, 2013 by Alderman Perez with a second by Alderman Ferrari. All in favor?
Chief King, you have one thing? Okay, good.
On the safety committee side.
Will you use the microphone, Chief King, please?
Sorry about that, Dave. On the safety committee side, we're going to be looking at putting together a supervisors' safety meeting, all the supervisors in the city along with the safety committee. Probably within the next couple months, we're going to bring them in and kind of go through an orientation with them on what we're expecting out of them also with the push on safety here in the city and Goal Zero with what we want to have for injuries in the city. So we're going to be seeing that coming up here within the next couple of months.
Thank you. I have nothing further, Your Honor.
Thank you, Alderman Perez. Public Property Committee, Alderman Ankiewicz, Alderman Mazak.
Well, Your Honor, I think we covered the BB gun club pretty thoroughly this past week. Did anyone have any questions?
Actually, I did, I was going to ask, I think it was during unfinished business, but I went through the disbursements, and there was one for $1,604 from Lee Valley Tools, which I can't find an invoice for. I don't know if Treasurer Hyla just didn't have that into us, but I was going to see if there was an invoice that could be sent to us on that.
Clerk Bartley can take care of that.
Thank you.
And I was wondering if there's any, were the employees' wages that worked down in the BB Gun Club part of the cost of the BB Gun Club?
I don't know that Treasurer Hyla accounted for that in-kind contribution, but I'm confident that we could come up with a calculation that makes sense for that.
You mentioned there was some in-kind, and
Well, I mean, our city labor did a lot of the work down there, so that really cut the costs. They hung the drywall, finished the drywall, ceiling, everything, so a lot of the work that was done by city guys.
we'll see if we can get that report too.
With no snow to plow, I'm not sure what else they would have been doing, but Gary Buck's not here.
It sounded like, from the way they were talking, it was a wise use of government resources.
Anything else, Alderman?
Yes. Well, the second thing was fireworks, but I believe that's going to be covered under the ordinance tonight when they execute the agreement. So, unless you have something, Alderman, that's all we have, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. It is covered in the next item. Report of City Attorney and ordinances, resolutions.
Yes, I have 3 ordinances. The first one was already discussed, apparently, last meeting. It's an ordinance authorizing execution of agreement with Asper Energy, LLC, concerning sale of renewable energy credits. I can read the whole ordinance if you want, or you can go ahead and vote on it.
Okay, yeah.
Do you have a comment?
Dave, if you want to just recap that, what it is.
Well, these are the kind of blue sky credits that we used to get a lot of money for because of our green energy producing facility, the hydro. Now we still get the RECs, but they're not worth nearly as much. And this is just the agreement to go ahead and have Osprey Energy LLC sell them and get the amount of money. It was the total.
It's 40 cents a rec for 32,330 recs, so 12,000 and some change.
And this is just the agreements.
Yeah, it was quite a competitive market a few years ago, and with the wind towers and a lot of that renewable energy on the market now, it's not quite as competitive, so that's why we've seen the prices drop drastically with that. If you can go ahead with that.
Those first 2 years, we got a heck of a lot of money for those recs. Whew.
So you want me to read the full ordinance then?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Whereas the City of Peru, an Illinois Home Rule Municipal Corporation, has received a proposal from Asper Energy, LLC, 4695 Arlington Avenue, Riverdale, New York, 10471, concerning the purchase of certain of the city's renewable energy credits produced by the Starved Rock Hydroelectric Generating Facility, and whereas the City Council of the city find and determine that it is in the best interest of the city to sell certain RECs to Asper Energy, and whereas the City Council find that the entering into an agreement with Asper Energy is a matter pertaining to the government and affairs of the city, it is a proper public purpose and it is in the best interest of the city. Now, therefore, be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Peru, LaSalle County, Illinois, a home rule municipality as follows. Section 1, recitals. The City Council of the city finds as facts the recitals herein before set forth. Section 2, authorization. The mayor and/or city clerk, for and on behalf of the city, are hereby authorized and directed to execute an agreement with Asper Energy for the sale of certain RECs to Asper Energy, a copy of which agreement is hereto attached. Section 3, further authorization. The mayor and city clerk, and each of them, for on behalf of the city, are hereby authorized and directed to execute such other and further documents necessary to fulfill the agreement with Asper Energy and the intents and purposes of this ordinance.
You've heard the ordinance.
There's just one more section here. This ordinance shall be effective immediately from and after its passage and approval.
Your Honor, I will make a motion that we accept the ordinance as written and read.
Second, Your Honor.
Motion by Alderman Waldorf with a second by Alderman Ankewitz for an ordinance authorizing execution of the agreement with Asbury Energy LLC. We'll have a roll call vote.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
And Kowitz.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Perez.
Aye.
Radke.
Aye.
Mazak.
Aye.
Unanimous.
Yes.
Next item.
The next item is an ordinance accepting Washington Park cell tower escrow funds. Whereas there is a cellular tower at Washington Park, and whereas the original lease of the cell tower provided that it cannot be assigned without the consent of the City of Peru and the Illinois Home Rule Municipal Corporation, and whereas the city previously authorized the assignment of the lease upon payment of $5,000, which is hereinafter will refer to as the escrow funds, to the city, and whereas although the cell tower lease was assigned, no official notification was given to the escrow agent, and whereas the escrow funds will be turned over to the city upon an agreement that the escrow agent will be held harmless and indemnified to the extent of the escrow funds for the delivery of the escrow funds to the city. Now therefore be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Peru, LaSalle County, Illinois, and the Illinois Home Rule Municipality as follows. Section 1, recitals. The City Council of the city finds as facts the recitals hereinbefore set forth. Section 2, escrow funds. Upon receipt of the escrow funds from the Douglas J. Schweikert Trust Account, which is hereinafter escrow agent, the city agrees to hold escrow agent harmless and indemnified only to the extent of the amount of the escrow funds. Section 3, effective date. This ordinance shall be effective immediately from and after its passage and approval. I do have the check for $5,000 here.
We were hoping you brought the check.
Your Honor, I'll make a motion that we accept the ordinance as written and read.
A motion by Alderman Waldorf
I'll second.
with a second by Alderman Radke to accept the escrow money for the Washington Park cell tower. Any discussions?
Where does that escrow money go now?
Correct. General fund.
Roll call vote.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
And Kowitz.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Perez.
Aye.
Radke.
Aye.
Mazak.
Aye.
Unanimous.
The last ordinance that I have is an ordinance authorizing execution of fireworks contract with Extreme Pyrotechnics LLC. Whereas the City Council of the City of Peru, an Illinois Home Rule Municipal Corporation, desires to conduct an Independence Day fireworks celebration, and whereas the city, through its Recreation Department, has solicited bids for the fireworks celebration, and whereas the Recreation Commission and the city have determined that Extreme Pyrotechnics LLC was the successful bidder for the fireworks celebration, and whereas the city desires to enter into a contract with the display operator concerning the fireworks celebration, now therefore be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Peru, LaSalle County, Illinois, a home rule municipality as follows. Section 1, recitals. The City Council of the city finds as facts the recitals hereinbefore set forth. Section 2, authorization. The mayor, for and on behalf of the city, is authorized and directed to execute a contract for display of fireworks by Extreme Pyrotechnics, a copy of which contract is attached hereto and incorporated herein. Section 3, further authorization. The mayor and city clerk, and each of them, for on behalf of the city, are further authorized and directed to execute such other documents and to perform any acts necessary to effect and implement the contract for the fireworks celebration. And Section 4, effective date. This ordinance shall be effective immediately from and after its passage and approval.
Council, we have an ordinance authorizing execution of the agreement with Extreme Pyrotechnics for the 2013 Independence Day fireworks. Is there a motion on the floor?
Your Honor, I'll make a motion to accept the contract as written and read with Extreme Pyrotechnics.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Ankewitz with a second by Alderman Mazak for a contract with the agreement with Extreme Pyrotechnics for the fireworks display. Any discussion, have a roll call vote?
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ankewitz.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Perez.
Aye.
Radke.
Aye.
Mazak.
Aye.
Alderman Akewitz, when you guys get the copy of this over here, yeah. Hey, when you get a copy of this contract, I'm going to need that in order to go with the State Fire Marshal's office when we sign the permits and stuff like that. So
Yeah, I think you can get a copy probably tonight.
Okay, that'd be great. Thank you.
Resolution identifying the source of funding.
Yeah, this is the resolution identifying source of funding for Area 1, Phase 1. This is the same type of resolution that we passed for the diversion structure, and basically what it says is the city is required to identify the source of funding for all EPA permit sanitary sewer projects, and that basically that the city is going to be paying for this themselves. And since we are going to be paying for it, then that allows us to not have to pay a permit fee with the IEPA. So same type of resolution for the same purpose. It'll be included in the packet requesting the permits for that project.
Your Honor, I will make a motion to accept the resolution identifying the source of fundings for Area 1 at Phase 1.
I'll second that, Your Honor.
Motion by Alderman Waldorf with a second by Alderman Ankewitz for identifying the source of funding for Area 1, Phase 1 of the project with the EPA. We'll have a roll call vote.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ankewitz.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Perez.
Aye.
Radke.
Aye.
Mazak.
Aye.
And I do understand that, Clerk, that it is required by the EPA to have such resolution.
That's correct.
Any other reports or ordinances?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
Unfinished business. Any council members unfinished business tonight?
I just had one thing. Mayor Harrell was going to put together some dates for a roundtable meeting. Clerk Bartley, do you know if he had a chance to do that? I know he's...
I haven't discussed it with him, so I don't know.
Thank you.
Anything else under unfinished business? Any new business, council? Any proclamations?
No, Your Honor.
Petitions, communications.
Just one communication from Ronald and Carol Harris requesting variances for the property located at 1414 West Street.
Suggestion to the Planning Commission?
Right. Zoning Board of Appeals.
I'll make a
Zoning
motion
Board.
that we do receive that and refer to the zoning board of appeals.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Radke with a second by Alderman Waldorf. All in favor?
Aye.
No further communications, Your Honor.
Any public comment tonight? And I do encourage people in the public, if you do have a comment, to bring that up, but also at the end of the meeting, the council typically stays around. If you don't want to bring it up at the item where we have public comment, there's many council members that stay around and be happy to talk to anybody on a one-on-one basis. Anything closed session tonight?
No, Your Honor.
A motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Ferrari with a second by Alderman Radke. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Meeting is adjourned.